Hey YouTube, Hello Bella here. In this video, I'm going to go over my Airbnb earnings so far for 2018. So as you can see here, so far I've pulled in $4,812 in bookings for 2018, and I get to keep 97% of that. Airbnb charges a 3% fee for hosting, and so I have really done well in May and June, and I'm doing well in July as well. Things really start to pick up around the summertime. And so I wanted to look at the months of May and June as well. Right here you can see my statistics for 2018. I've had 46 nights booked. Occupancy rates at 8%, which this is not really accurate because I have two listings. I have one for my whole house, and then I have one for just a room in my house. I do not charge a cleaning fee, and I have basically been charging $110 a night, sometimes $125 a night, but I usually don't go any lower than that. So let's look at May, because that was a pretty good month for me. I made $1,809 in May, and then of course I had, let's see how many bookings. I had 16 nights booked, so just on average, let's see, 16 times my $110. That'd be about right. I think some nights I booked a little higher and some nights were a little lower. So what we're looking at here is my tax spreadsheet. So a lot of this information is just to limit my tax liability when I go to report my income for Airbnb. My revenue's gone up. It was $3,400 since I made the spreadsheet, but now I guess it's closer to $4,400 or 4,000 and something. I'll have to go back and update this, but basically this is me playing around with some numbers and how I can get pay as little taxes as possible. So what I did was calculate how much it costs to run my house per month, with my house payment, my yard, getting the grass cut and all of that, electricity, plumber, and so monthly it costs about $935, and so then you divide that by 30 days and you get your cost to run the house per day of $31.17. So I can deduct that from my expenses of hosting. And then I have my cost per booking, which is basically another thing that you can write off from your profits. Cleaner fee, $40 per booking. Cleaning supplies, I just say it's $10. It's probably a little less than that. Shampoo and conditioner, I say it's $5. Snacks and coffee, $5. Basically, I'm painting a picture of all the costs involved for my accountant so we can write off as much as possible. And here's some of the stuff that I actually bought in the last year for Airbnb. Actually, some of this was accumulated over time, but sheets, comforters, towels, washcloth. I had to get new keys made. I bought a new vacuum, and I got the house professionally photographed. So all of these things can be written off as well. I just like to kind of keep a running total of what's going on, because if you subtract, not right now, but this was my tax liability, this number from this number, that would be what the number that I'm actually paying taxes on. So you take that and then times it times 30% tax rate, and we're only paying $341 in taxes. So basically what happens with Airbnb is that I get a payout 24 hours after the guest checks in and it goes into my account. So what I have to do is set aside some of that money for taxes that I pay quarterly. I do have a meeting with my accountant this month to kind of talk about some of that. But as far as revenue goes, it has been so good lately. $1,809, and my house payment is only, $650, and pretty much I consider things like electrical and stuff, electricity and water and all that, that's a fixed cost for me regardless. So of course it does go up a little bit with the guests staying here. But yeah, for May, it looks like I had 16 nights booked. The reason that it's saying 24 nights are unbooked is for my other guest bedroom, because you can't book a house and the guest bedroom at the same time. But nevertheless, my occupancy rate was still 40%. Let's look at June. So last month was $1,756 in revenue, and 16 nights booked again. 44% occupancy rate, so going pretty well. And then into July, current month, I've already made $529, and today is the 10th. So really, really love Airbnb and what it's done for me in the last year. Let's look at my views and things like that. So that's my guest room. That one's only $60 a night. I really don't care for renting that out because it's not, it's just not my style of hosting. So my house is going pretty good. I have 207 views in the last 30 days with a 1.9% booking rate. I don't know if that's good or not, but and then we have, let's see, earnings, core current earnings, we've got that. Yeah, so $4,812 so far in 2018. I would really love to do 10,000 this year on Airbnb. I think last year, let's see, I don't know if I can even look that up. I wish they would refine the way that you can track your earnings. Here we go, 2017. Yeah, last year was 3,712 for the whole year, so that's not very much at all. 3,712 divided by 12 months. I was making $309 a month on Airbnb, and so far, if we look at 2018, let's see, we're in our, well, we're in 7 months so far, so that's 5 times divided by 7 months. Now I'm making an average of $687 a month. So it's more than doubled in the last year, my revenue. And if we look at 2016, I think I did pretty well in 2016. Yeah, $5,949 in 2016. So making $495 a month in 2016. So Airbnb, you can see, has been pretty consistent for me over the past couple of years. I did not do a whole lot of hosting. I started hosting in July of 2015, so 2015 was not that great. Looks like I only hosted in July, August, September, October, November. I didn't host in December because I think I had left, I don't know what I probably took it off the calendar for some kind of Christmas thing or something. But anyways, 276 bucks a month in 2015. So I say all this to say that let's just go ahead and add up all of my Airbnb revenue to date and kind of take a look at that. So we've got 1382, and then we've got 5949, and then we've got 3712, and then this year we've got 4812. Okay, this is what I want to illustrate to you guys. My house costs $69,000, so I've already made a significant portion of what my house costs with Airbnb. This is the major reason that I'm about to buy another property. It's just making the most financial sense right now in terms of my businesses for which ones are making me the most money over time, and also figured out that our house has actually appreciated about 20 grand since we got it. So let's look at this. So $69,000 is roughly what our house cost. And I've so far made $15,855 on Airbnb in 4 years. So in 4 years, I've been able to pay for nearly 23% of the house using Airbnb. So even if the trend continues at this rate, I think that I'll pay the house off pretty quickly, or at least be able to buy another property. Even this year alone, in 2018, and we're only in July, I've already paid for 7% of my house in half a year. So this is another big reason why I think that investing is so attractive to me, because you can just kind of look at the data and run the numbers and go from there. Now, I will say that I live in a very, very, very cheap housing market as compared to a lot of you guys. I live in a rural part of Alabama. It's not super rural, but it's not, I mean, there's no big cities. We are about 2 hours from Birmingham. And so usually what I do every day is go onto Zillow and look at certain homes for investment purposes. So I saved 21 of these houses. And what I do is I just kind of get houses that I think would be good. Basically, I want to replicate what I'm doing with this house. So like this house, for instance, is $59,900, and it doesn't need a whole lot of work to it. It could probably just be painted, and like the inside of it kind of has needs some updating, but sizable kitchen. I'll just paint over that and add in some furniture, stage it really well, and make an Airbnb property with it. Again, $59,900, estimated mortgage $346 a month. Zillow's not 100% accurate, but that would be on a 30-year loan. And so what I'm trying to think about doing in the next year or so is buying another property and doing the same thing that I do with my current house, and just doing that on Airbnb. Houses in our market are cheaper than anything I've seen anywhere else. I really love this A-frame house here, but it's really priced too high for what I want to pay for a rental property. But something like this would kill it on Airbnb because it looks so different from everything else listed. And I also like the fact that there is a private lot, so you don't have a lot of nosy neighbors wondering who's coming and going. To me, it reminds me of the tiny house structure. But something like this kind of weird vibe is what I'm looking for with my next Airbnb. This house is not ideal because it's sort of overpriced for what I'm looking to do, but you know, something like this in the 50 to 60 range would be perfect for me. This one's just priced a little bit higher than what I want, but all in all, it's still not a bad property. 665 square feet is pretty low, but it is, you know, you're really just buying it for the way that it looks. But yeah, that is kind of what's been going on with my Airbnb business lately. Even this month so far, you know, I've made $529. I actually took my house off the market for Monday through Friday. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to be going out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on a trip to Birmingham and then to Gulf Shore. So I'll probably get rented out for those days, most likely. What I'll do is adjust my price the closer the time it gets to my trip. But yeah, that's what's been going on here lately. I have been super busy and realized that I really need to tone down my efforts into one or two things. I did finish my real estate class, and I take my real estate exam on August 2nd. So less than a month away. Hopefully I will pass it on the first try and be a licensed agent. That way I can start playing around in the market a little bit more and starting to figure things out. I have to find a brokerage to work for, so that's going to be sort of one of those things I have to take care of in July. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys kind of the potential of Airbnb and what I've been doing with it. And once again, these costs are for tax purposes. I don't know how to say that any clearer, but we want to be able to itemize everything that goes in, even if it's, you know, even if it's something small, I'm putting it on the list because that's something that I don't have to pay taxes on. So anyways, yeah, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you have questions about hosting on Airbnb, you can leave it in the comment section. I know that a lot of people have like, you know, just kind of general questions about it, or I can send you a link to start hosting if you want to get a referral from another host. And as always, I will leave my code in the comment section so that you can get $40 off your first Airbnb booking if you're new to the platform. As long as the room is $75 or more, you can get $40 off. So you can get a really nice room for cheap if you use that promotional code. But yeah, thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I will keep you updated on all my other schemes that I have going, but for now I'm going to get back to working on this Amazon FBA shipment, and I will hopefully put out another video about that soon. So thanks so much. Take care.